Hey there, my friends. Welcome to the Links to Messiah podcast, where we are passionate about teaching our children all about the connections between the Old and New Testament. I'm your host, Rachel Links Kushner, also known as the Chief Enthusiasm Officer of Links to Messiah, and I am so thrilled to have you join us today. Come along and discover how your family and children can grow in their faith as you discover the beautiful links that God reveals throughout Scripture about the history of His people and His Son Jesus, our Messiah. I'm glad you're here today. If you've been following along, we're in a Shabbat, otherwise known as Sabbath series. Now that summer is in full swing, it just might be the perfect time for your family to begin a new habit and a rhythm. Now, maybe that sounds crazy because before you know it, fall's going to be here and we are going to be busy with the back to school routine where life might feel hectic. But who knows? Maybe your summer feels super busy. Either way, implementing a habit of rest is something that God has in store for your family. Just imagine feeling rejuvenated every week by simply slowing down and honoring God with your time. If you've ever wondered what we actually do on Shabbat, this episode is for you because today I'm going to be sharing 10 creative, out-of-the-box, totally free activities that you can enjoy with your family together. No stress, no schedule, just joyful connection. So let's just dive right in. Activity idea number 1, backyard Bible theater. And you're thinking, what is she talking about? Have your kids act out a Bible story just using costumes and props that you have around the house or in your yard. So think David and Goliath or Ruth and Naomi or even the story of creation. How fun would that be to see what your children can come up with when you're outside together acting out the story of creation? Let them get creative. You might just be surprised how meaningful this can become. Idea number 2. Build a rest fort. Pull out your blankets, your pillows, and maybe even some twinkly lights to create a cozy Shabbat fort. Snuggle up inside. You can read books. You could play worship music. You can have a quiet conversation. Maybe even for a bonus, maybe it's a great place for a family nap or for even snack time. Okay, let me just take a little pause on our ideas because maybe you do need a starting point. And if that's the case, we have a gift for you. You can download our free Shabbat starter guide for Christian families. This is something that is practical, simple, full of ideas to help you create restful family time together. There's a link in the show notes, or you can find it on our website. It contains the Jewish traditions that are still practiced today. Great resource. I think you're going to love it, so go check it out. Activity number 3, nature scavenger hunt with a twist. Take a peaceful walk and create a scavenger hunt that points to God's creation. So you could tell your children something like this as you're on your walk. Find something that smells good. That will be fun to see what they come up with. Find something that reflects light. Or you could ask them to find something that makes a sound. So enjoy your walk. Have a great conversation with your children as you do so. And you can end by reading a psalm of praise while you're still outside. Doesn't that sound like fun? Activity idea number 4. How about a blessing trail mix? So grab whatever ingredients you have, cereal, dried fruit, crackers, whatever. Let each child add a handful while sharing one thing that they're thankful for. And then you can mix it all together, say a blessing, and enjoy it during your Shabbat. So you have a little snack together. You're creating your own blessing trail mix. Activity idea number 5, no talking dinner challenge. Now, this one might sound a little weird, a little strange. I think it's silly, but it could be really powerful. So try eating your Shabbat meal in silence. Now, those of you with really little kids are probably rolling your eyes and thinking that's completely impossible. And that may be the case, but you could at least try. I think by doing this, it's going to help your kids slow down and notice the flavors, the people, and notice the presence of God. And I think it would be good to have that kind of a conversation with them ahead of time and ask them to notice those types of things, notice the flavors, notice who's sitting around the table. Do they feel God's presence? And then after dinner, together, share what that felt like. If you do this, I would love to hear how that went. I would love to hear some of the responses that you get from your children. Okay, let's review the first 5 real quick. So we have activity number 1, backyard Bible theater, where your children are acting out a Bible story. Activity number 2, build a rest fort, where you're grabbing your blankets and pillows and you're creating a Shabbat fort. Activity number 3, a nature scavenger hunt with a twist. Remember, find something that smells good or makes a sound, and then wrap that one up by, you could read a psalm together as a family while you're still outside. Number 4 was the blessing trail mix. And then number 5 is the no talking dinner challenge. So you know what? I'm going to stop there. I'm going to save the next 5 ideas for our next podcast episode. So come back next week and you will hear 5 more really fun, free, creative, out-of-the-box ideas on ways that you can incorporate Shabbat with your kids. See you next week. Thank you for being a part of the Links to Messiah podcast family. Your support means the world to us, and your feedback and engagement keep us going strong. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's continue growing this incredible community together. Until next week, keep reading the Bible to your children, keep their curiosity burning, and keep coming back for more tips to anchor your child's faith to Jesus, our Messiah. This is your host, Rachel Links Kushner, signing off with a big smile and a heart full of gratitude.